What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Film study for rookies today, man. We got to talk about Saquon Barkley. Now, for those who don't know, this is what happened last year in the divisional round against the Rams. And the reason we're going to look at this play is because I want to get an understanding of, okay, last year he went off. This year seemed to struggle a little bit. You know, what's going on there? Is it the players? Is it the coaching? Is it the offensive line? The Madden curse, right? Or is it Barkley just simply getting older? Let's jump into this thing. The reason I want to talk about this first play right here is because I think there's a lot to break down from this, right? So Saquon's gone, we all know that. But let's take a look at something else real quick. You got a 3-by-1 set, you got 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end. Now let's take a look at it from the end zone angle real quick. So you can see essentially the Rams are going to fill all their gaps, right? When it comes to run, fit, bang, the Rams are going to fill everything. Now, if Saquon gets second level, he's gone because the Eagles are on a 3-by-1 set. They got everybody, I believe, on that left side of the field, right? So run fits, Rams are taking care of it. But if Saquon gets second level, he's gone. The other thing you have to think about is, okay, Christian Roseboom, who's now a Panther, all right, are you taking him or are you taking the right guard right here? So while every hole's accounted for, there's definitely some mismatches. Are you taking 39 or are you taking the center? Are you taking 39 or are you taking the right guard? And take a look what happens right here. Ball snapped. You're going to have Roseboom on that right guard. You got 39, one of the defensive backs right there on the center. And look at the hole right there. And all this happens because you got the Eagles spaced out right over here. You took 3 players, put them on the left side of the field where they can't make an impact. On top of that, Christian right here can't fully commit either. All right, and the backer can't fully commit either because if the Eagles decide to go underneath, somebody has to play that right there because look how far the defensive back is playing. Now, what does this have to do with right now? Let's talk about it. So as I went over the film, all right, against the Rams week 3, all right, 2025, I noticed the Eagles, man, that 3-by-1 set, it went away to start the game. And this is what the Eagles were doing, right? This play essentially is for Jalen Hurts because you're going to motion Devontae Smith over. And what you're trying to do is block down across the board, right? You're going to block down everybody, fake the handoff there to Barkley, and have Jalen Hurts on that backside, right? Take a look right here. Now, Barkley's going to get it, right? But the run essentially is for Jalen Hurts, unless Barkley can go up there, cut back, make a few guys miss. But if you take a look at it from the end zone angle right here, let's take a look. So as you take a look at it from the end zone angle right here, you can see the Rams personnel is completely different from what we saw, all right, in last year in the divisional round. Also look at the Eagles right here, 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. So essentially the Eagles are saying, okay, our offense is now Barkley and Jalen Hurts, essentially running the zone read, RPO, read option, whatever you want to say, that's what the Eagles are going to run. And the reason that's a problem is it's no more Christian Roseboom, right, working that backside C gap or B gap. It's no more strong safety, nickel back, working that backside A gap or B gap. Now you got the big boys up front. So now you can see when you come out in that 12 personnel, right, the Rams are going to match that, and there's not going to be that wide open hole for Barkley. Now, there was almost a hole, right? If the tight end seals right here, potentially a hole. But you see the difference in the personnel. Let's jump to play number 2 right here. Play number 2 right here. All right, they're going to motion that receiver to that left side. And you see, man, there's nowhere for Barkley to go. All right. And when they motion that receiver to the left side, they want that defense, right, to basically shoot over, right? Not anytime, most of the time, when there's motion on these little zone reads, you're trying to get the defense to bite one way, all right, then you go backside on that play. Here's the thing with this. As you can see, the Rams, they're kind of stacking the box, all right, but they're playing the outside, okay? And when they motion that receiver right there, nobody in the box is following. It's that safety. So the Rams are going to keep their front 7 intact, as you see. The next thing to look at right here is even though nobody committed in that front 7, now the Eagles, all right, they're going to pull that front side tight end, have him work backside, seal the edge right here against number 8. All right, little split zone action right there. Now, if Barkley cuts back, all right, there's a chance he could do something with it. But by the time he's ready to cut back, all right, number 8 gets off that block right there. Bang, he's there. And you had the DB creeping down low too, so he's right there to help make the tackle. So now you're seeing the difference between how the Rams are playing the Eagles last year and what they're doing this year. Now, things are going to slowly change. All right, just stay with me. Next play we're going to look at right here, it's 3rd and 18. Now, I don't want to put too much stock into this play right here. Once again, a little zone read. The reason I would be frustrated a little bit if I'm an Eagles fan is this. You've got potentially 2 of the top 20, top 30 receivers in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, right? It's 3rd and 18. I get it. You don't want to throw deep. You don't want to risk turning the ball over, especially, almost inside your own 10-yard line, inside your own 15. However, we got probably a cover 3 look here. I think it's safe to say 10 yards off across the board. To me, we have to give the receivers a shot at some point. All right, to me, you have to give the receivers a shot at some point. But it feels like the Eagles, man, they're just playing it safe, banking on the defense to win. All right, I get it's first quarter, but you're telling me Jalen Hurts, all right, can't make the throw to Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown on the outside? That seems crazy to me, to be honest with you. Again, I get it, it's 3rd and 18. But this is a lot of what you're seeing this year from the Eagles in the offense. A lot of conservative play calling. And so when they ask, why is Barkley struggling? Because this is the play calling right here. Now, again, things are going to change as the game goes on. Right here at 2nd and 2. Look what we have. A little 3-by-1 set. And look at the difference with the defense right here. So 2nd and 2, let's see what we do right here. Look at the hole. Now, is it a big hole? No, but let's talk about why this worked. So as you take a look at it from the end zone angle right here, you can already see the run fits for the Rams right here. So he's going to work A gap. He's going to work B gap right here. He's probably going to 2 gap, A and B gap backside. All right, and then he's going to steal the edge over here. So as we let this play go, first thing I'm seeing is probably a combo block right here and then work second level, double team that, and then work second level too. But let's see what happens right here. So second level, bang, second level, bang. So let's slow it down real quick. All right, center, second level, bang. He's going to work that. The tight end is going to chip here. All right, then work second level right there. All right, so left tackle is going to pick up the edge guy right there. Bang. And Barkley almost had a chance to break this one off. But that defensive tackle right there does a great job getting off that block right there. All right, but you see now the potential that's there. There's actually holes available. Now we're in double. You see the difference now? All right. And the personnel for the Rams and the spacing. No more stack in the box. Let's take a look what happens on this play right here. So ball snapped right here. Barkley's going to get it, bounce that thing back in. And look at the difference when defenses think, okay, there's a potential that the Eagles might pass. And essentially what you're seeing is the Eagles have to stop making Saquon that main option. They have to distribute that ball out. Left, right, forward, back, whatever it is. This offense could be one of the best in the NFL as far as yards and everything else. But you have to stop putting such a load on Saquon, especially if you want him to be your franchise, running back. And right here, the Eagles run a trap right here. They're going to let that tackle come in free. Bang, he comes in free. Boom. All right, pick him up. I believe center's going to pull. All right, center's going to pull right there. Pick up the backer right there. Bang. And there goes Barkley, cut it back. You see what happens? Okay, let's look at it again real quick. As we let the play develop, we saw the backer coming in, okay? And essentially, you can account for almost everybody across the board. This backer is going to shoot back because Eagles ran doubles, right? So there's a chance something could come across the middle. And if that's the case, right, somebody's got to play the middle unless you go cover 0. But you get where I'm going. So one backer comes in, one goes out. All right, they run the chop right there. Bang, hit that back door, break it back out. You see what happens now? Now that you have 4 receivers out there, okay, we can play cover 0 sometimes, but we can't do it every time. And the Eagles made them pay that play. Let's keep it going. A couple more left to look at right here. Next play we're going to look at right here. I love the play that the Eagles drew up right here. Because essentially, it's not a trap like we saw last time, but it's along that same concept. And let's break down what I mean real quick. Essentially, it looks like a draw right here. And they're going to let the Rams basically cheat inside essentially. All right, and then Barkley bounces that thing out. And then his right tackle is going to be his lead block. All right, the right tackle basically shoves that linebacker inside. And then he's going to peel out. All right, and then go be a lead blocker. You got Devontae Smith right there and everything else. You see the difference now, all right, with the Eagles as the game went on. And hopefully they continue this. All right, once again, 3-by-1 set with the tight end. And look at Barkley go. Okay, third quarter. They finally figured out how to use Barkley. Let's keep it going real quick because this right here is our last play. So as we break this thing down, let's take a look what happens. First thing I'm looking at is there's really nobody second level except that one backer. Okay, so I mean, just based off letting this play develop as it is. All right, seal the edge there. Tight end seals the edge there. Left tackle could combo block there or help out there. Center, as you can see, is probably going to work second level. Let's take a look. Center is not. All right, right guard is going to stumble his way to the backer right there. He stumbles his way. And look at this. All right, like I said before, right tackle, he's going to seal the edge there. You see what happens now? And all this happened because, look, all right, Eagles have to be careful. On top of that, they had safety super far back on this play. And why? Because you've got the potential for verticals across the board, right? So you have to have DBs that can run with Devontae Smith, that can run with A.J. Brown, right? So with all that being said, that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. More content coming soon. Film Study for Rookies out. I'll catch you guys the next one. Take it easy. Peace.